You're watching Sports with Andrew Ward.
The last time Iowa State played Oklahoma, the Cyclones won an absolute thriller in Norman in double overtime. The Cyclones and Sooners from Hilton Coliseum on Saturday. First half, Monte Morris flips it up and in, 13 points, 9 assists, and no turnovers for him in the game. Later, Sooners on the break, and Christian Doolittle send it in. Sooners hanging on around early, but too much from the Cyclones Saturday. Morris to Matt Thomas for 3. Naz Mitro-Long led the Cyclones with 23 points. No late game drama in this one. 80-64, Iowa State wins. The Iowa men looking to bounce back visiting Michigan State, and if you like dunks, this was your game. Sorry in advance to Brian Stocking. First half, Bettendorf native Nick Baird to Tyler Cook. Hawks by 1. Later in the first, Miles Bridges with the putback dunk this time. 16 for him. Iowa by 1 at the break, though. Second half, Peter Jock finds Ahmad Wagner for the dunk. Jock had 13 points and 8 assists. Hawks down 2. The Spartans blow it open late in the game. Nick Ward, alley-oop. I do have a brother named Nick Ward, but he's about a foot shorter and 100 pounds lighter. Iowa falls to Sparty, 77-66, the final. Illinois back in Champaign today, hosting Penn State. First half, Malcolm Hill knocking down the triple for 3 of his 14 points. Illini by 1 early. Penn State ends the first half on a huge run capped by a Josh Reeves massive dunk. Nittany Lions led by as many as 19 points in the game. Second half, here come the Illini. Tracy Abrams buckets from downtown to bring the Illini within 5, but that's as close as they got. The Nittany Lions win their second straight, 83-70, the final. And finally, in Manhattan, Kansas today, the Cyclones can't complete the season sweep of Kansas State in a loss to the Wildcats. Like Illinois, it's now tournament time for Iowa high school girls basketball teams across the state. Assumption beginning its road to state, hosting West Liberty in a 3A regional. First quarter, Bailey Brown finds Hannah Wislander all alone under the hoop. Knights by 4 early on. Later, Jasmine Harris pokes it away and scores on the break. Knights start the game on a 14-0 run. West Liberty not going away early, though. Austin Crease finds Haley Lehman in transition, but too much from Assumption Saturday. Liz Fennelly hits the jumper here. All Assumption in this one, 81-12. Other regional scores, Minneapolis wins a tight one against Wapello, and Comanche beats Northeast Assumption. And Comanche will play on Wednesday in the regional semifinal. As the road to state began for Iowa girls basketball today, it came to an end for wrestlers in Iowa and Illinois with district and sectional meets across both states. We begin in Iowa. North Scott hosting a Class 3A district at 113 pounds. Jacob Schipper of North Scott, Pinsciano Roberts of Bettendorf to claim the district title. Both wrestlers are on to the state tournament. At 120 pounds, Pleasant Valley's Eli Lloyd makes quick work of his opponent with a first period pin. Later, at 132 pounds, Will Jefferson of Bettendorf with the takedown here and a 5-0 decision to claim the district crown. At 145 pounds, Bettendorf's Brad Holmes gets the takedown, but it's Burlington's Preston Terry winning the match. Both wrestlers are on to state. At 152 pounds, Dermot Weldon of Pleasant Valley with the 11-7 decision in a tightly contested match. Finally, a huge match at 138 pounds. Mason Morris of Bettendorf gets a takedown with under 5 seconds remaining to win the district title.
He beat me a couple times earlier this year, and Coach Knight said, "You'll get him when it counts." And that's what I did.
I'm pretty excited. It's always fun to go back to Wells Fargo, and we got big goals on our list. And to go back as an individual, got big goal to check off next week, so I'm excited.
I'm pretty confident. I know I can place. I just need to build the mountain and climb up it, so see how high I can place.
All right, heading to Maquoketa now for a Class 2A district in Iowa. Assumption is all over the place in this one. First up, Jacob Felderman wastes no time in his match, gets a takedown in the 120-pound sectional championship. Another night up to the challenge at 126 pounds. Sean Casey scores 3 points and wins the title in a 12-0 decision. The Assumption dominance carried over to 132 pounds. Matt Robertson with the takedown. He would win a major decision in 160 pounds. Julian Broderson with the takedown for the Knights. Assumption's Noah Broderson also wins at 220 pounds. Joe Kelly from West Liberty completes the pin in the 152-pound championship right here. Then it's Comanche's Nate Toms gets 3 points in the 138-pound weight class and will compete in his first ever state tournament.
The last 3 years, freshman, sophomore, junior year, got stuck in districts, didn't get to move on to state. Senior year, finally made the state. It's such a great feeling.
Yeah, I definitely have a better mentality going into this year. I'm more confident with my technique, with my strength, with everything.
He's been telling us just to keep it up because we've been on a streak and we just got to keep grinding.
You know, it's not over yet. Still got a lot of work left to do in this season.
In Illinois, Byron High School hosting a Class 1A sectional at 126 pounds. Mercer County's Stone Engel falls in the title match. He still qualifies for the state tournament. At 120 pounds, Fulton's Tyler Fleetwood wins yet another sectional title. Twin brother Taylor also qualified for state at heavyweight. Not shown, Dylan Keller of Morrison won the title at 160 pounds. Niles Ager of Rock Falls remains undefeated as sectional champ at 195 pounds. Here are a few Illinois wrestlers that also advanced to the state tournament today. In Class 3A, Alex Andrews of Rock Island represents the Western Big Six. In 2A, a pair of Geneseo kids are sectional champs, in Zach Humphrey and Sam Thomas. In that Byron sectional in Class 1A, Rolly Aller of Rock Falls and Joe Eads of Morrison are each also sectional champs. We will have all your coverage at the Illinois and Iowa state tournaments next week. The Western Big Six swim meet wrapped up today as well. Moline is your champ as they finished 40 points ahead of the host school at Galesburg. United Township finished in third place. Rock Falls placed fourth to round out your top team finishers. In Marshalltown, the Iowa State boys swim meet was also today. Bettendorf is your highest local finisher with a third place results. Caleb Amon won 3 gold medals for the Bulldogs. Pleasant Valley and Central were your next highest area finishers at 10th and 11th place, respectively. It's been a heck of a ride for the Mallards in recent weeks, notching their 5th straight win last night. Mallards back home tonight hosting Elmira. That kid's fired up. And things were chippy from the start. The Mallards already down one skater for a game misconduct. Lose another one here. Alex Gunn-Branson is sent off the ice for fighting, leaving the Mallards down 2 players. But just seconds later in the first period, Brady Brassart finds the back of the net and make it 6 straight for the Mallards as they win 3-2 in overtime. That's it for sports. We'll wrap things up after the break.